Hello and welcome to episode 0 of Mindshakes. I'm Moofle, and that is
your pilot, Sumkat.
My pilot. See, I was going to introduce myself as the host, but then I thought you might get a little, defensive over the territory. I'm already putting lines in the sand. I'm already getting my fair share of that mind share, just like Nvidia over AMD.
You could say you're the host. That's okay. It's like host and co-host. You're recording, so I guess you're the host for today.
I am recording.
If we're gonna, yeah. So
and let me tell you, setting this up to record properly was no small feat.
But I think it wasn't a small feat because your brain it's square today, and square last week as well. So it's like, for an audio technician like me, it's an easy feat.
Audio technician, he says. Why aren't you recording this then, huh?
Don't ask questions.
All right, so we are going to be talking about a variety of topics on this podcast. It's not fully formed yet. That's why it's episode 0.
This is the pilot.
Expect it to be fully formed, by episode maybe like 5. So this is going to just be generic stuff. Us trying to get more comfortable. We are not professionals. We are hobbyists. Sumkat is, well, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
My name is Cal Monaghan.
Okay.
I'm 6'6". I love animals. I hate monkeys and dolphins. Food is nice.
All right.
I'm white. I'm wearing glasses. I wear a cap from time to time, and I shave my head.
I'm a little confused why being white is such a defining attribute that you wish to mention to people in an audio format, but okay, I'll go next. I'm Moofle.
Okay.
I'm a programmer. I own a very fluffy dog. His name is James. Yes, I named my dog James. Yeah, he's mind controlling me hell. And I like coffee in the morning, as do many human beings. And I'm a hobbyist musician, Twitch streamer. I've just got into miniature painting, kind of like a relaxing thing to do during the end of the world.
And he's very good at it.
I'm okay with it.
He's just after painting a model after himself.
Today is November the 24th, 2020. I wonder when we're going to start using new dates. Like this, I'm totally for like day 16 of the post-apocalypse.
So if any of you watch Michael Boyd, this is day 1, hour 0. The pilot.
I have no idea what you're referencing, but I was totally expecting like a Big Brother reference. Wait, does Irish Big Brother, do they have the same guys like Day 42 in the Big Brother house, that northern guy?
Yeah. We watch the same one as you guys. I don't watch it, but
Big Brother used to be huge.
It used to be huge.
It used to be so big.
Now it's Love Island.
They call it Love Island now? That's crazy.
No,
I remember my parents loved Big Brother growing up. Well, I love Big Brother. They loved Big Brother when I was growing up. Sorry. That wasn't very good wording. Because it was on all the damn time. Like my dad would be up. So you see, my parents had some pretty damn bad jobs. And one of my parents, my father, had to work night shifts in a factory. And he used to get back at around 6:30, which was great. And I think it wasn't great, but it was great in this one small insular reasoning in that, it would get me up in time for school, because he would come in and I would be like, oh, Dad's back. I better wake up. It'd be like 6:30. I'd get showered and ready for school, and I'd have to leave at 6:30. But we would chill in front of the TV, and he would always have Big Brother on, watching the highlights or just I don't know. It's a good kind of mental break for a lot of people. Yeah, and he worked in the factory.
Oh, okay, then he definitely needed a mental break.
Well, actually, he probably need more like a social break. Like, as somebody that did factory work for a bit himself, it's more like your mind isn't actually being challenged. Like, you just imagine you're just you're just being yeah. You kind of need something to stimulate your mind in a way.
Yeah, I worked in forestry for ages, and that was my job. When it was like wood processing, I kid you not, and I still remember it so well. You held your hand on a joystick and the other one on a shutter. Shutter forward or shutter towards you, shutter down, up, left, right, down, shutter forward.
Was this outside or like inside? Like
shutter down.
Were you at least outside?
It was inside, or sorry, outside. But I would stand at this machine for about maybe 7-8 hours.
You know, people are always like, "Oh man, you got a good job. You get to work outside and look at nature." But if you're foresting or forestrying or whatever you call it, you're actually destroying nature. That can't be like good for your.
No, you're planting a lot more. You're planting a lot more. It's actually very good, and you make sure that the trees grow as straight as possible, and they consume as much carbon dioxide up in the well. If they don't, pretty much, then they don't grow proper or to their fullest, and the wood isn't harvestable or as good. There's whole things behind it. Forestry is one of those really interesting things, actually.
Okay. Is there a favorite type of tree for this thing, or do you have to like plant based on your environment?
Based on soil type, yeah, pretty much. That's like the main thing.
I know there's like deciduous and coniferous trees.
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah, pretty much two main.
Oh, someone's fan just started up. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You just stand up from the desk.
No. The desk stood up before me.
Okay.
The like little control panel that I have glued to the bottom of the desk fell off. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so like so we have a lot of unusable land here, like very shallow sugarish land, which is called podzol soil or dead soil. It's very acidic, so not many trees can grow on it, but coniferous trees can grow very well on it. And a funny thing about coniferous trees, if you plant coniferous trees on good soil, on like aerated good soil, their needles will make it acidic and bad.
Yeah, so coniferous trees, guys, are like fir trees, I think.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
Non-leaves, they have
Christmas trees.
Yeah,
they have needles.
And then deciduous are like the soft, plump, thick trees, you know.
Yeah.
I like those ones better. Deciduous. Even the word is nicer than coniferous. Coniferous, I think of like conniving, cannibal, like carnivore, evil tree. Like it's spiky, it's not nice. And then deciduous is like delicious, like, you know,
like, yeah, that's like exactly what I'm thinking.
Delectable, delightful, like
a delightful breakfast.
Yeah, I like my women like I like my trees deciduously delicious.
Never want to hear that in my life.
Anyway, moving on. Morning routines.
Yeah.
Morning routines.
Morning routines. Do you want to start?
No, you go first.
Okay. I'm just after doing up a planner just yesterday. A very interesting planner, a planner that I used to do when I was in secondary school, where I divide the whole 24 hours of the day into 15-minute slots, and I organize my routine. Something I'm really worried about always are my eating habits. So what time during the day I eat, it really influences when I feel hungry. Of course, that sounds obvious saying it, but when you put it into practice, then you're like, oh, you know, it's one of those things. But it's like super important. So anyway, I'm starting to go to sleep at 12 o'clock and wake up at 6:30 so that I get 6.5 hours of sleep, because I think I'll be able to go off with that. If I can't, you know, after maybe about 2 weeks, I'll change it, of course. But it's just, it's important to get into a routine, especially now. I sound like a broken record. You've heard this probably from many other people. It doesn't matter. Everything.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely heard that from many other people, but 6.5 hours is definitely not enough for me. I need at least I need a good 8 hours. I'm just just not able to really function if I don't get 8 hours. So,
well, I mean, I'll see. I want to go with as little as possible, but still feel good.
yeah, I understand the thing about the food timing because the way the body produces, can't remember the name of the actual chemical. Is it ghrelin?
That sounds no, that's the name of an anime character, isn't it?
Yeah, ghrelin. Grelin. Ghrelin is made in the stomach. It stimulates hunger by entering the brain and acting on the neurons in the hypothalamus to increase the activity of the hunger-causing nerve cells and reduce the activity of hunger-inhibiting cells. As the stomach empties, the release of ghrelin increases. So by eating at specific times in the day, you can train your body to release ghrelin in specific ways, which will cause you to be hungry at specific times. And obviously, if it has a specific time where that makes more sense for you to eat, then, what you're doing makes 100% sense. Personally, I subscribe to the intermittent fasting sort of routine, which is I don't eat for 16 hours a day. I only eat in an 8-hour window, and I generally only had 2 meals. It's a lot easier to maintain a specific intake, which is way more important when I'm able to get to the gym, which I can't at the moment because of coronavirus. It's way more important to eat the right food, and I find it a lot more easier to manage when it's 2 meals rather than 3 because I like to eat big meals. So it works for me. And then with sleep, it's the same thing. If you want to see like decent muscle growth, you need to make sure you're letting your body recharge. So I'm just used to sleeping 8 hours. Now, don't get me wrong. If I go to bed at like 2 a.m. because I spent all night playing video games or something, or more recently, looking for Christmas presents. Do you know how hard it is to buy?
Oh my God.
Like, just a little segue. Christmas presents.
They're difficult, man.
Especially now that I can't just be like, okay, I'll do something with this person. That's what I want to do most of the time. I'm like, okay, this person likes, I don't know, knitting. So I'm going to take them to like a knitwear store and we're going to get all this stuff for them. And then I'm going to like knit something and they're going to have a good experience. I can't do that because they're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. Actually, that's something that came up. So my year group, I don't know them well at all. And they were doing Secret Santa and they were like, hey, Cal, do you want to join in on Secret Santa? So without hesitation, I looked at them and said, yeah. But then I thought, oh, damn it. I might have made a big mistake here. So I kept on mulling over it. The email didn't go through. I said, oh, I didn't get the Secret Santa email. They sent it on again. The worst thing about it, the person who I got, I know the least about. So I was like, you know what? I need to get the most general gift I can possibly get for this person. I bought them a hot chocolate set and a Central Perks mug. I mean, it's as basic as you can get.
If they're in their like 30s, they probably like Friends.
No, they're the same age as me.
Oh, okay, maybe not then.
Whatever. I bought it. I don't care. It was either going to be that or a Le Creuset mug because they just look stylish.
Yeah.
That's just it. I love Le Creuset as well. The look of it, but the price tag is just, oh my God, why?
So I got, my family does a Secret Santa. And I don't think any of them are going to be listening to this. So I got my sister.
Better safe not to say.
Nah, they're not. I don't particularly. My family doesn't particularly involve themselves with my escapades online. I think I can. In 4 years of content production, I think I can count on one hand how many times that has reached my family. But yeah, I got my sister, and my sister is terrible because she's like one of those really nice people, which is terrible. But the point is like, you can't fail with her, but I believe if you can't fail, you can't really succeed either. Like, there's no such thing as a bad gift. She'll always be like, this is nice. And I'm like, do you just say that because you're nice, or do you actually like the gift? Like, so who the hell knows what I'm going to be getting for her? But anyway, back to what I was saying about my morning routine. So,
yes.
Yeah, like I've said in the past that I think it's super important that even if you do mess up and go to bed at like 2 a.m. because you play video games all night, that you still wake up at the same time. That's always been, like, I think it's important, for instance, for fitness to get enough sleep, but I wouldn't.
It's supposed to be very good for your health, mental and physical. Waking up at the same time every day, even on off days.
Yep. It's almost like hardwired into my brain to wake up at the times that I wake up now. Like, and I even do it on the weekends. And then you might be saying, oh, you're a humorless shrew, a pleasurableless knave, but I don't think the act of sleeping is the thing that makes people want to stay in bed. It's the comfort. You can't enjoy that comfort when you're sleeping. Like,
well,
sleeping is just,
okay. Devil's advocate. You're always awake. Devil's advocate. You're always awake.
Insects. Because insects never sleep. So they're always awake.
When you get uncomfortable during sleep, what happens?
You go through this.
You wake up. No, you wake up.
Oh, you wake up,
if
right?
You get uncomfortable during. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I get a fucking pain in my leg, I wake up. I get pains in my knees quite often.
I don't. How old are you? I've never woken up and been like, there's a. Like, what is that? Like, no, I wake up because loud noises happen.
Oh, for me, I wake up and I'm like, oh, my knee. Oh, why does it hurt again? Oh.
What?
Look, I'm 6'6".
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I have a bad left knee. I just you just wake up with pains. Also, if the pillow's uncomfortable, I wake up if the pillow's uncomfortable. Because then I'm like, like if I go to bed and I had a few drinks the night before,
you can buy a comfortable pillow.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes pillows aren't comfortable enough. It's a princess and the pea situation here where you're never happy, especially for sleep. I thought about it too much and now I'm unhappy with my bed.
Look, let me go back to what I was saying.
Okay.
I think my hot take is that sleeping unless you're trying to get rid of, don't get me wrong, if you've got like some horrible stress in your life, that's causing you pain, and sleeping is like your relief from that, then I totally understand why someone might enjoy sleeping. But like in a non-negative situation, I think sleeping itself isn't the thing that people like. I think the thing that people like, or at least I like, is being in the bed and it's cozy.
Most definitely,
and you're like,
most definitely.
Like a lay-in isn't necessarily like, oh, I'm fully asleep. So what I'm saying is I wake up at the same time, but I still lay in bed and I enjoy that time. I'm just like laying in bed. It's comfy. I kind of like sleep, but I'm not really. I'm sort of semi-awake and I'm, and I still do that on the weekends. So I still stay in bed for an extra hour, even though I'm not sleeping, because I enjoy my bed,
So you're in an artificial like womb.
Yeah, it's cozy. Like I don't know about other people because I have my.
This is the moment we figure out that Moofle was a star child and he remembers the womb.
I mean, I think a lot of people do, but my bed is like my headboard is up against the radiator. I think that helps in waking me up too, because like when it's time to wake up, it's when my head gets a bit hot. I'm like, oh, and I like that feeling. And I like cozying up to it for a bit, my pillows, I flip the pillow over and then like the heat from the side of the pillow comes up through my shoulders and it's just nice. So that's my morning routine. Just wake up at the same time every day. On the weekends, just lay in a bit, but
Yeah. This is something actually. So are you a person to lie your shoulders and head on the pillow or just your head?
Just my head.
This is the thing. Yeah. Okay. I do shoulders and head sometimes.
If I do shoulders and head, there's not enough pillow for that, dude. I need like 4 pillows to get that comfortable.
I sleep with 4 pillows all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I actually sleep with just 2. And usually one pillow is like for like,
propping.
I don't know. No, like I got one on my head and then like one in my like lower back or something if I'm laying on my back.
That's fair. Okay, we need to move on with these subjects because we're getting caught on really monotonous things.
All right, so
okay, I want to so GPU availability. Oh my god! Oh no, I don't want to.
Don't even get me started, dude. I've literally,
yeah.
dude. I literally woke up like we just talk about like nice sleeping schedules, but it's actually not even relevant because I've got a freaking stock alert that goes off whenever 38 is in stock somewhere. I run to my computer to buy that thing, and it's totally unhealthy and it's stupid. But you know, I'm in deep now, dude. I need something that like it's honestly. It's honestly unhealthy, but
man,
I haven't been able to get one.
For it, but on the other hand, I'm so glad that I'm not under the stress of looking for a GPU. I was actually only thinking about it over the last week, 2 weeks there, and I think when I'd want to upgrade is maybe even next summer or the summer after.
I don't even know if I want to upgrade this generation, or at least I might wait for something. I don't know. There's so many unknowns. Like I think if I can get myself Asus TUF Gaming 3080, I'm gonna go for it. I've decided not to go for AMD. They had me on for the 1440p rasterization performance, but then I realized that I have G-Sync monitors, and that is not compatible with AMD. If I had 3-sync monitors, because I know there's some monitors that are FreeSync and G-Sync, I think AMD would have clinched it, but I spent too much on these monitors to just be like, not utilize that piece of tech, and I don't want to upgrade my monitors. And I really hate screen tearing, and I love it when people complain about it because I'm like, I've not had to deal with screen tearing in years because of the way G-Sync works. So unfortunately, NVIDIA have their fingers in my goddamn wallet, but I still think the 6800 XT is a really good deal, and the 6800 is an incredible deal. And if it weren't for all these, if it weren't for all these ancillary, like if I was going to build a computer for someone from the ground up, it would be an AMD system, I think, to shore up some of the costs and maybe not get the IVF of like, you know, the drip into their veins of all the NVIDIA like extras. Don't get them used to it.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the encoder as well.
Have brand loyalty like that kills them. And I even see it in phones. It's actually a lot less in phones, in my opinion. But with computer parts in particular, they're like, no, go with AMD. Or no, go with Intel. For CPUs and for GPUs.
I don't think anyone's going for Intel on CPUs for a long time. After Zen 3, dude, they are so far behind. Like they are.
Have you seen the most recent benchmarks?
If you're looking at user benchmark, I would say don't. That site is pretty trash.
No, like Linus Tech Tips videos. That's what I'm. And Games Access. Those are the two that I watch.
You've got Linus and Tech Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know why he grows out his hair, man. I wish he would tie it back. It's really distracting during the videos to look at his long hair.
I'm more of a Jay's 2 cents sort of guy.
I love Jay's 2 cents
because he's more like he's like computing from a dad perspective, like just like we're not going to get into the minutia, we're just going to get into like the emotion and the heart. He's like the Disney. I almost feel like the Disney like perspective. Like there's like tech like Gamers Nexus is pretty dry. And I spent a lot of
straight like facts.
He's straight facts.
This is how we improved it. This is the raw test. This is the best case scenario. This is a normal case. And you're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And then Linus is like, flashy. Here's a bit of the specs.
That's the ADHD.
Here's our results on 2 sets.
Like that's the ADHD editing, like, you know, gripping, like, you know, snappy. Whereas with Jay's 2 cents, I just feel
chill
like
beats in the background for his videos.
Oh, well, there you go. Chill beats like, it is.
Yeah. The thing with Jay-Z 2 cents as well is I've always found it, you know,
Wait, do you call him
when I
Jay-Z
watch
2
his videos.
cents?
But I relate to him. Huh? What?
You call him Jay-Z 2 cents? To be fair, he hasn't said his like tagline in like months, but it's Jay's 2 cents. You know, that's Jay's 2 cents, not Jay-Z 2 cents.
It's the way I've always
also,
read it. I'm sorry.
It's Jay-Z. If you're gonna like,
we don't stipulate that in Ireland. We don't know.
Hmm.
I was taught to be a good Irish boy. I don't know how to speak English.
Yeah.
But the way, I guess it's something that I more so like to believe in his goofiness and his mispronunciations and everything that he doesn't edit out. I feel like it's a lot more, I guess the word we would use is akin or comforting for me, because I have dyslexia, and even like thinking is a roundabout for me. I feel like I have to go through a thought process before saying something or fleshing out a point. And oftentimes I do trip over it. Or sometimes I mix up words. If the word in my head is a two-worded word, then I mix around the first letter of each word. So like say, I don't know, bumper.
Your brain is like a cipher.
Numperbickle. Like I'd mix up things like that.
I mean, I think everybody has a few of those words. Like, what is it? I don't know. Like,
you know what I found out was one actually recently? Penguin.
What?
Some people can't say penguin. Yeah.
What do you mean they can't say penguin?
The ng in the middle. Penguin.
It is penguin.
A lot of them can't say it. Yeah, but a lot of people can't say that. I only found out about that recently. That's a thing. And they say penguin.
Are you sure you're not just talking to like, you know, uwu? Like
no, stop. No.
Okay, just checking.
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's my mother suffers from those like swapping of letters as well. Like she's always saying,
it's not suffering. It's just like living with it.
Coping. All right, coping. She copes with that specific like 2 words is car park. She is always saying park, and it never ceases to make us burst into laughter because it's just been something that's just she's done for years.
I get that. I can't think of any ones that I do off the top of my head, but I'm sure they've been caught on stream. I'm just happy that nobody's clipped them.
No clip chimps in the chat.
No clip chimps.
Yeah.
Okay, onto something.
Okay.
And I want to talk about specifically music and the Twitch DMCAs. So,
okay.
Specifically, I don't want to talk about what we can't do. I want to talk about what we can do. Let's turn it on its head. Let's talk about the positives. The amount of producers that came out with royalty-free music for streamers to use. I think that's great. It's the push that they needed, because I was always complaining that there isn't enough good royalty-free music. I'm not saying that royalty-free music isn't good, but that we don't have the like current best songs in royalty-free. But what was his name? One big music producer came out and he was just like, any music that I release and that I even touch on stream, you can play on any of your streams. I'll let it.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it. I'm gonna need to look up who it is, but like even Harris Heller, he released music as well, and like his tracks are gone big because of this, and like just you see music coming out of everywhere. I'm just happy to see it, in all honesty. Like in full honesty, I'm just happy to see more people getting into music and advertising their music. Like one that I'm using recently is Pretzel. I saw it advertised, and it's like this radio that's just constantly playing, and they play royalty-free music, and it's okay. It's good for background.
Well,
and Pandemic Sound, you can buy like a temporary thing a temporary license to use Pandemic Sound, and it's good music. You're basically buying the royalty, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, another thing that they did that's been done is Cyberpunk 2077 has released a streamer mode that gets rid of all copyrightable musics and sounds from the game. So you can play the game on your stream, and not worry about DMCA, because, you know, a lot of the issue is that like these companies that produce games, that develop games, buy the licensing rights for music tracks, and then, so for instance, GTA is probably a really good example with the radios, like, and if those get played on the stream, then they're going to get flagged by the DMCA system. So Cyberpunk has released something that, you know, basically gets rid of all that sound, so you don't have to worry about muting the stream or anything, which is really good. It's interesting though, because it's a bit of a thematic conflict with the theme of cyberpunk dystopia and all that. Like,
I didn't think about that.
And it's like, hey, play Cyberpunk, a game where we comply with DMCA, you know. It's just an interesting, it's ironic, right? Because I presume like if it's going to be true to the whole cyberpunk genre, like it's not very punk.
That's so weird. I didn't think about that, how kind of contradictory that is.
Yeah. But
okay,
you know,
well, I mean, I think it's a good idea. So that you know, that still gives freedom for people to kind of engage themselves in that world and play music as they want.
Yeah, and it's a good because I'm of the opinion that streamers are like the reason why you would allow a streamer to broadcast your game and as a result also your music is that it is a great way to reach an audience of people that might not have ever found that. So the DMCA, the whole like legislation for that is super old, and it's supposed to inhibit, you know, direct ripping of music. You know, I think it was written in like 98 or something. It's not reflective of how the internet works to this day. Like it's almost archaic based on what's changed in the last 20 years. But my point is, I mean, a developer that acknowledges that a developer that acknowledges the good in streamers is great, because in my opinion, if that what's the word I'm looking for, encourages streamers to play the game because they're not going to fear DMCA, and that makes the game more popular and that makes people sell it more, that means companies that do that are going to benefit more, which means we might see more, you know, the companies that DMCA and all that might be like, wait, hold on, we might be missing out on a totally larger and broader audience, and we want to monetize that. And yeah, they'll probably find another way to take our money in a bad way, but you know, maybe that might change the overarching feeling.
Look, no matter what they do, they'll be losing out money.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the cyberpunk production is like some blameless saint just because they did this. Like there's a huge issue with crunch going on, but we're talking about the positive things here.
They're trying. Yeah, they're trying their best, and they can't do any better right now. It's just, look, they don't even tell us about the strife going on within the company, because there has to be strife. We'll hear it maybe 3 or 4 years down the road.
I mean, they have gone out. There's been reports on the stuff that's going on there. Yeah, that's not good. Like, but that's not.
Yeah, the against human resource or human rights. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know about that, but there's definitely bad working conditions. Anyway, talking about money grabbing and all that stuff, ads have resurged back onto.
Oh my!
And resurfaced back onto.
Last night on stream.
Yeah, basically, is you have to run ads now to avoid people getting ads all the time. It feels like, on Twitch.
Like, okay. Look, I'm taking it on the positive. So usually when I streamed 5 hours, 6 hours when I was living back down in Kildare, I would stream for all of that. Some of it was downtime when I went to get a drink or to use the bathroom. But with ads, I can fill that time. There's actually something happening. So for the people who are subbed and maybe don't get the ad from whatever, I'll put on like a video or a bit of music that I love, and they can listen to that. They can enjoy it while I'm just gone for that minute. And then by the time I'm back, the minute's nearly up. The people that are watching the ad are seeing me again, and the people that were there listening to the music are like, "Hey, Sumkat, how you doing?" You know, so it's like a nice little break for me. It's a little mental break. Now, me personally, I hate ads. I hate the advertisements, specifically on Twitch, since Amazon took over. I just don't like Amazon ads, and I don't care. I really hate and do not care about the Grand Prix. Stop advertising it to me. I don't care.
I'm not even getting Grand Prix adverts.
It's only Grand Prix. I'm fed up of it. Hate Top Gear. Get it out of my face. Never want to see it again. Never watched it. Leave me alone. Advertisers, go away. You're not welcome.
Oh wait, the ads that I'm getting are James May cooking. Like
Oh, I didn't even know he did cooking. Is he? Why aren't you advertising this to me?
He doesn't. He's like, the show's premise is like James May's can't cooking show, like, or something like that. And like, there's some clips of James May being like, and as you can see, it's terrible. Like,
yeah. You see, I like James May though. He left Top Gear.
Maybe he's very endearing.
There's something about him that's kind of like
he doesn't have the bluster of his co-hosts on that show. He felt like he didn't have the bluster and the other two. A lot of the time it was like Hammond and Clarkson sort of bumping heads, and then there's just James May just doing his own thing.
Doing his own thing, yeah. I feel that as well. I feel that. I still like him as a character though. Not even as a character. I guess that's his personality.
Maybe it's the real guy.
I'd say it is. There's something that feels incredibly genuine about him. Even watching his YouTube videos, like there's something that feels really genuine. Or genuine. Yeah. James May. Good man. Oh. Sorry about that. Okay, so I want to finish on one topic.
Finish? We're only 37 minutes in. We've got another 23 minutes to fill.
My class starts in 15 minutes.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, one thing that I want to finish on. Strange Twitter accounts.
Strange Twitter accounts.
I hold it very close to my heart. Strange Twitter accounts.
Okay.
Now, you may be thinking, oh, beautiful and full-voiced, bald-shaven, pet bald, Sumkat.
You know, they don't even know you're bald. You didn't mention it when you described yourself. Now they do.
Oh, no. I'm not bald. I have a full head of hair. It's brown. It's jet black.
You know, there's going to be a moment in your life when you're going to forget what color your hair used to be.
I mean, it's still there. It's just really short.
What happens when you go grey? When you've just been bald for the whole adult life?
It just looks. It looks like somebody added like a blur filter to the top of my head and let my hair grow.
Yeah,
like a slight blur. There's. Yeah, I can always see that happening.
Strange Twitter accounts. Go.
Okay,
what do you mean?
Strange Twitter accounts. I follow one Twitter account in particular called "Grabbing Food with Force."
Grabbing food with forks.
It mentally pleases me. It mentally.
Oh, force.
Yeah. With fours. With your hands and your feet on the peanut butter, you pick it up. Ooh. Like what?
I mean,
anyway.
There are 6 other people other than you that follow this account that I follow, so I guess it's a worst account on Twitter. We grip food with force. DM your own pictures to be featured on page. Yep, there's a guy gripping soggy cereal and a spoon with force. I could only describe it as with force. So this is basically people wasting food by squeezing it.
Yep.
This one's interesting. In the left picture, they have a jar of dry roasted unsalted peanuts. And in the right picture, they have creamy peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's quite clever.
Yep.
Oh my God, this guy ruined the cake.
Oh, I love cake. I need to scroll down my feed to try and find the most important one.
I mean,
another one as well. Many people follow it, but perfectly cut screams.
Oh yeah, perfectly cut screams. I know all about that one.
Yeah.
Turning a $20 bill into bread. with the pinky out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Don't want to touch it with all fingers. It's cursed.
Gripping with your bicep because you're so incredibly strong.
Oh, those ones, yeah.
This is a strange Twitter account. But is it truly strange? Can we consider this strange when 500,000 people follow this account? Is it not elevated from beyond strange when enough people find it normal? There's a thought.
I guess, but when the normies take it up, then it's taken as normality. I wouldn't say that's taken as a normality. I wouldn't say it's a normality.
If we're going to carry on with this idea, we're the most strange people on Twitter with our 100 followers or so, or whatever it is.
Oh my God! Wait, you're right.
Yeah, we're the strange
based
ones.
on that idea. Yeah, we are strange because we're niche.
Yeah, we're
I
niche.
I know I'm strange, man. I know I'm strange. Okay,
right,
you don't
guys,
need to admit that you're strange.
To all the listeners out there, elevate us from the status of strange to normal, please. I don't want to be strange anymore.
I'm happy to be continue to be strange. I mean, hey, as if I was set up to be normal, as if I was set up to be in some kind of limelight. Man, I'm bald, I'm young, I'm white. I'm 6'6". I'm above average weight. That's a nice way of saying overweight. My humor is just non-functional. All over the place. It doesn't make sense. Even I know it doesn't make sense, but it makes me laugh. I have a weird voice that just doesn't add up to my character. I have what is it? It seems like if something is a niche, then I love it. Like
you
PC
remind
cases.
me of.
I loved MITx cases. Why? Why do you do that?
You remind me of ProZD.
Oh.
Because he's got like a very interesting voice for his like.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
You know the voice actor Sungwon,
yeah,
I think his name is.
Yeah, he's nice. He's nice.
I mean, he's pretty funny, but like what I mean is he's like this. He's got a very he's got obviously a lot of voices. Who knows what his true voice is, right? But the voice that you hear him when he's not doing acting, like, doesn't necessarily
image.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily fit what you would imagine someone like that to sound like, which maybe that's me being prejudiced. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't mean it in like a bad way. I just mean in like a, super deep, visceral voice.
A lot of people say that. And so this is something with voices specifically. So when somebody said to me when I was younger and my voice was changing, oh my God, your voice sounds amazing. Something bad instantly happens. And it's like a ticker going off in the back of your head. When somebody says, oh my God, your voice is amazing, it goes on in the back of your head saying, I need to keep this up. I need to keep this. I need to keep on doing it when I'm talking.
Oh dear. And
I addressed this when I was younger. And I said, no, I just need to speak. So this would be my normal speaking voice. When I was speaking on the internet, when I was younger, I would speak down like this and play a character, do something weird with it. I'd do that. And like, even looking back on it now, like, it's not even cringy because I did that for voice acting. That's one of the voices that I got paid for. So it's like, you could say it's cringy, but I got paid for it. It's one of those situations. But say, for example, I thought about this and I was like, what if this is the same reason why Morgan Freeman sounds the way he sounds now? Because
someone told him he had a nice voice and he wanted to fulfill that.
Of course, people are going to tell him he had a nice voice. Like, you grow into your voice, but you also develop your voice as you're growing up. Moofle, you could even change your voice now. For example, over the last 3 weeks, I've been changing the way I speak. I do it all the time.
I can change my voice at will.
Oh my God. Are you like superhuman? He's superhuman. Oh my God, I'm so happy to know him. He makes me feel so good. He makes me feel like I belong somewhere. This is Yandere all over again. Oh my God, you make me feel amazing.
The cursed game. All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to episode 0, the The pilot, the
Brain
formative.
shakes.
Yeah. Mind shakes, not brain shakes. God damn it. Oh my God, he doesn't even know the name of it. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. There's going to be some links in the description to Sumkat. Pick one link. Do you want them to be linked to your Twitter, Twitch, Discord? What is it? One call
Twitch
to action. Twitch.
They can call me a loser on Twitch.
I'm going to put my Twitter. I'm also going to put timestamps. I guess it's not very useful for you to know about timestamps at the end of the podcast. I probably should have said it at the start. But I'll put some timestamps in the bottom for you to click through if you so wish. Sometimes you don't care about specific topics, and that's okay. This has been Mindshakes.
Mindshakes.
Not Brain Shakes. I might need to change the name now, or we might need to change the name. I would love to tease you on whatever we're going to be doing next week. We should probably mention, it's a weekly thing. It's going to be a weekly thing. So you have that to look forward to. And please subscribe to the channel. Give it a like. Drop a comment. We didn't really ask you to comment about anything, but that's... Just say, Sumkat, your voice sounded really nice when you were doing that fake voice. And then he'll just sound like that for the rest of his life. Do that.
Yep. You'll condition me to sound like that for the rest of my life.
Yep. Let's start conditioning him now.
I will do the uwu reading in that voice. Just for you.
Beautiful. Let's see if it happens. Go forward. If you're catching episode 0 in 2021, go watch episode 10 or whatever. All right.
Make it happen, Reddit, or make it happen, Twitter.
Okay. I've been Moofle.
I've been Sumkat.
And thank you for listening.